AITA for giving my daughter a stupid name. I, 22F, recently gave birth to a baby girl. Me and my husband, 27M, are both huge geeks. We basically met at a cosplay convention. I was cosplaying as my favorite female character of a popular anime. And she turned out to be my future husband's favorite character as well. So we decided to honor her, and the reason we met by naming our daughter after her. Please note that in Western culture, her name is a masculine one and has a slightly different spelling. So we chose to keep the original spelling. We also chose to keep the name a secret until she was born. Important detail. My Sil also has a daughter, Kyle. It's not an actual name, but you get the spirit. I personally think that it's hilarious and dumb to give your kid a name with spelling like that. But I've never made any comments about it, as it's her business. After all. And my kid's name is rare and unusually spelled as well. As I delivered my daughter and we were out of the hospital, we finally disclosed her name. Most of our relatives were okay with her name. Some of them even said it's beautiful. However, my Sil lost it. She said it's a stupid name and the decision to name a kid after a fictional villain is idiotic. She also threw in some racist words, including the C word aimed at me and my daughter. I'm Asian American. It was expected, as she often made snarky comments about our hobbies and interests. However, this time I lost it and yelled at her, saying that it's our decision to name our kid and that it's better than Kyle. She started crying, saying that I was unreasonably rude, and stormed off. My husband and my mill took my side and said that I was right and that Sil overstepped the boundary. However, Sil keeps harassing me, demanding an apology, and even managed to turn some of our mutual friends against me. Edit. I've been asked in the comments about my baby's name. It's Conan, after Conan from Naruto. Poor kid. I wish people would realize that the kid is the one who actually has to live with the name they're given. We get it. You're a nerd. So am I. And proud of it. But your child is a person. They're not an accessory to advertise your interests. You named a baby girl Conan? Yikes. For your daughter's sake, I hope everyone in your area knows anime and doesn't immediately jump to the barbarian instead. Inta for yelling at the racist jerk. But your kid isn't your hobby or an expression of your interests. Esh. You both named your children bad names in my opinion. And you both behaved like children as well. If you're asking a question like this, you have to give the name. YTA for asking if a name is stupid and not saying what it is. Edit. YTA for giving your kid a stupid name. She's not a toy or a character from a show. Ugh. I don't think you're an asshole, but I do think it's slightly ridiculous you'd name your little girl Conan. She's not a toy or an expression of your hobbies and interests. It's a little unfair on her. No? Congrats, you're both assholes. Conan SRSLY? Esh. Please give that as middle name and give her a more normal name as first name. YTA. Yes, it's a stupid name. Even if future generations don't immediately jump to Conan the Barbarian, you and your child having to explain that they are named after an anime character is silly. Esh. Naming a child Conan is probably just going to help the bullies. I can hear the variations of the name now. Naming your kid a stupid spelling of a name is just annoying. What the heck is it with people having to make their kids stand out with stupid names? Hell, my damn name isn't a strange spelling, just isn't super common. Although it seems to be getting more so. I get people mispronouncing it constantly. I always wanted some of those souvenirs with my name on it. But they never had it. Good luck finding the Mickey Mouse ears. But hey, at least my first name wasn't an easy name for the bullies. My last name, that was too easy. So as a victim of name bullying, think of the children. You named your daughter Conan because you like the character? Your kid isn't an anime character. It's a human person who has to be saddled with whatever name you give them. Kylie is an idiotic spelling of a name, and definitely a classic R tragedy. But Conan is a terrible name for a girl and just as bad, if not worse. YTA. And so is your Sil. For different reasons. Accept the babies who have to live with these stupid names. To answer the question in your heading, yes. YTA for giving your child a stupid name. I'm already laughing when I see Conan on a resume. Come on. Use some common sense. Your Sil sucks for being rude. And for giving her kid a stupid spelling for no reason. You suck for naming your daughter Conan. I assume pronounced the same way as Conan the Barbarian? If she doesn't get a Conan joke from 20% of people who meet her, I'll be shocked. Jesus. People need to actually live with these names. They're not just intended to be quirky inside jokes. Both your daughter's and your niece's name won't make a good impression on a CV. Well, I won't weigh in on your title. We don't actually know the child's name. That said, people can be assholes for what they name their child. I read another thread this morning for a woman mad their child was desperate to change their name from Cylinder. Yeah, parents are the problem there. However, your NTA and your interaction with your Sil, the name you gave your child would have to be insanely offensive to provoke that kind of reaction. There almost isn't a name bad enough to justify their behavior. And for context, I cannot stand weeb culture and anime. So not acceptable behavior. Your clapback based on context seems warranted. Did you and your husband not consider how it's going to be as she gets older? Can you imagine in the business world? If her career path leads her there, how others are going to react when she introduces herself? Why couldn't you just nickname her Conan and give her a normal legal name? People who give their kids these kinds of names are selfish. Your SIL's reaction was over the top and she should have disclosed her displeasure more diplomatically, but her subjecting her daughter to the unusual spelling of her daughter's name is also going to be a problem for her daughter as she gets older. My name is a mainstream name from the decade I was born, but it has an ethnic spelling. I don't even correct people anymore. I either let them spell it the normal way, if it's not for legal reasons, or I just shorten it. It's never spelled right. It's a dumb name. But your Sil is a hypocrite. If it's not too late to rename your kid, maybe consider it, as she'll have a heck of a time if she's tall or overweight by even a pound or two. Could be the death of her as a teen. Real talk. So I mained playing a character called Ari for a while in League of Legends and I liked the name. Guess what I named Ari? My cat. Conan is not a stupid name on its own, but if you name your daughter Conan, it tells me you didn't even bother to think about the environment she'll have to grow up in with this name. You're Asian American, so I can only assume you're bringing her up in America, where Conan is both unusual and doesn't sound like a girl's name. It doesn't matter that it can be a girl's name in Japanese. In America it sounds too much like Conan, and young kids from kindergarten to high school most likely aren't going to stop and think, ah yes, I should consider the origins of this name. Or, gendered names shouldn't exist. Your naming choice wasn't thinking about your daughter, only about yourself. YTA. I really hope this is bait. If not, I feel sorry for your daughter. You genuinely seem to struggle with the idea that this is a human being and not a fun project for you to make anime references with. If you want something you can name after anime, get a pet. Cats don't get bullied if you call them stayed and teach. Important detail. My Sil also has a daughter. Kyle. I don't envy her having to spell that out to people, but it's an alternative. Guessing traditional Irish? Spelling of Kaylee, which is a perfectly cromulent name.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. AmITheAsshole is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.